Get ourselves a team game. It's going to be a 5 versus 5, and it's going down on good old pyramid. Called pyramid because there's a giant pyramid in the middle of the map. Who would have thought? Okay, just let me do my shuffles over here. Then we'll have an introduction of the teams. And as with pyramid, there's mass. Just about 50k mass to be had, and a huge chunk of that is in the middle. All this here needs to be grabbed, so lots of mass to be had. A couple of mass fields, smaller ones over here and up in the corners as well, so it's just dotted all over the place. Anyhow, we have team 1 is actually here at the top right, team 2 down here at the bottom left. Let's go say hello to the players. Ready, team 1, first off, up here in the back, air position for team number 1, it is Kinder5129. I'm guessing he's German. Kinder is German for child, I think. Been a while since I've learned any German at all. But he's Burgundy, he is Aeon, appropriate for being air. His air factory down, and we'll start his Hydro momentarily. Just down in front of him, in the middle section, it is Raffi. Raffi is orange and Siren, and he's built his factory and is walking his commander towards the front, wants to get some of that reclaim. Beside him at the top, it is Fast Planet, and he is fast planning his way out towards the edge as well, looking to expand, get his factory down. Siren, another Siren, he's in the puke yellow color. Opposite side from him, and UEF this time, it is Caillou. I've heard bad things about this particular name. I've never seen the show myself, but apparently Caillou is an absolute right twat. Hopefully this player is not an absolute right twat, and he is not like the namesake he called himself after, but he's UEF, he's in combat green. And finally, for team number 1, in the front section, Cyan, UEF, it is Vizaris. And Vizaris is all the way at the front. He basically threw down a factory and stomped his comm straight up the middle. He's wanting to get onto that reclaim real fast. And he's going to do exactly that with a good set. Planning down some factories, or is that somebody else? Well, no, that's somebody else doing the factories. But there we go. Plenty of reclaim for him to grab. Introductions for team number 2. Alrighty, and down here in the rearguard air position, it is Rogue 4. Rogue 4 is Cybran, yellow, finishing off his first air factory. He's got a land factory, probably for the cheaper engineer build. But there we go, getting into that and getting some air out in front of him. Another Cybran, this time in the pink color. Pale pink, it is Hardstrong. Hardstrong is also walking away towards the front, and he's going to be completely confused with his teammate who's in bright pink. It is Kixo, who is Seraphim. So we've got bright pink and pale pink. Oh, those colors are just very similar. That's slightly irritating. But over on the left hand side in purple, it is TPEHEP. I'm probably just going to completely dyslexic this and call him Tep Hep, because that's just so much easier than what he is. So Tep Hep is over here, and he's UEF purple as we mentioned. And finally for team number 2, down on the bottom side, white, Seraphim, it is Anal Invader. You know, not a phrase I thought I'd be saying on a cast, but there we go. So Anal Invader, he has his commander all the way up here, and he is trying to move towards this expansion. I would imagine, yes, DDCOM is set to walk there. He's got some support coming with engineering some units, so air is going to be able to be picked off by a mobile AA handy, and he's definitely, I'll say definitely yes he will, because up here Caillou has stopped to build a mass extractor, which is going to leave Mr. Invader here to reach this section first with his commander. Yeah, I know, I said it so casually, but anyhow, very aggressive pushing his Vizaris though. He's on the other side of the pyramid to his teammates, and do they have any idea he's there? Well, no, they don't. Perhaps if these guys knew there was a commander standing right there, they would instantly push him 2 versus 1. He would have a bad time, but right now he's being 100% cheeky and trying to grab as much of that reclaim as possible. Look at the manual reclaim orders going on. And look at that, he just wants to try and grab as much as possible. Doing it really fast too, that is springing up really quickly. Stealing so much of the reclaim from his opponent's side that's going to put a damper on their expansions. And early eco is going to be harmed by that, but he does have to be careful. If he gets caught out, going to have a bad time. And there we go, Kixo is going to move on up, and they're going to see him in a moment, but Raffi is in the region as well. He's going to be able to bring his comm to bear if required. And just have a look though, just have a look how bare this side of the pyramid is, thanks to Vizaris stealing it all. Compared to this side, he has grabbed so much of that reclaim from this side, and that has really boosted Team 1's eco. Have a look here, 27 to 25k. We're only 5 minutes in. 3k difference in eco from him grabbing all that and the upgrades. The income is over 25 difference. That early reclaim steal has really benefited his team a huge amount. But down here we can see that Mr. Invader has managed to set up shop. He's got a couple of factories up. He can get some engineers to start doing a reclaim of that. And grabbing T2 on his comm as well. He can do, now that he's got some support. Although, over the side you can see Caillou is looking to sneak past with a small run by perhaps. He's got a drop going on. There's a bunch of engineers coming for the corner. He's got the 3 mixes he can grab, as well as these a few pockets of reclaim. Factories are planned to help support that area. Down here, some engineers pop down a T1 PD to stop things like a run by, like this thing here trying to go by. So that's going to be a good shout for defending there. You can see drops coming out this way. It is Rogue 4 actually, who is the air player. He's grabbed these plateaus just like, you grab the plateaus down the bottom just like over here. We can see that Kinder has tried to grab these plateaus, and this time, what's going on? Okay, he's going to get the drop on there. There's a few defending units from Tepep, but they're only bots. Just a few mech marines, and they're not going to be able to stand up against Mantis at all. They're just going to die a horrible death right there. Should be a signal for Rogue 4 to maybe split off one of these NGs to hide in the corner. Perhaps it won't get noticed if he's lucky, but not too likely. This direction though, it has been Caillou. Caillou's now pushing, and he's reclaiming. Cheeky monkey. Reclaiming the factory rather than destroying it, and that means he's going to stop the production, and he's going to get the mass from it. He's also got more units on the ground right now, so that is a problem for Invader, who, if he just stands here going blow to blow with Caillou, so Caillou can tank that up. He can bring in things like T1 artillery, which will be able to lob shots further away than Invader can reach. Although, as it is, Caillou is focusing on some units instead. If he can clean those up, it's going to be a problem for Invader, who's trying to finish off that upgrade. He's got an engineer assisting. He's got a reasonable amount of health for now, but there's a lot of units coming in. It's going to be a lot of firepower coming his way. In the middle as well, over here, there's an upgrade going down from Vizaris. He's trying to grab T2, getting pushed on here by Hardstrong. And Kixo is working up there. Another Commander Raffi has moved on up. So 3 comms in mid. No, sorry, 2 either side. Apologies for Team 1. And he's finished the T2 and now needs to get a mad move on because the mobile arty has turned up. Can't say that Caillou's in particularly better shape. He's 4,500 health compared to the 5,000 for Invader, because Invader grabbing that, there we go, T1 bombers are doing the deed from Caillou. And see, Invader with the T2 upgrade has got extra health, so he's looking not so bad there. Caillou's got a problem with T1 bombers. They are charging him down. Invader is still happy to push that. He's got overcharge as well. We saw that happening. In the middle, it is Ruffy. Oh, he tried to pop down to T1 PD, but that got quite quickly obliterated by some T1 arty. He's having to drop back and be fine on that side, but it's all going on just now. It is Caillou down to 3,500 health. Was being chased by Invader, who pops down to T2 PD. Doesn't want to run beyond his means, and these T1 bombers have just shooed Caillou away. He can't really bring his commander back. If he does, he's going to have a bad time. But definitely needs some radar. Because, yeah, he's got that, but it's only going to be able to shoot things it can see. And as you can spot from here, the range of that, so he has got radar somewhere, perhaps. He's got radar back there, but as to why he saw that, I do not know. Perhaps that recent flyover spotted it. But now, that is owned by Invader. He has a T2 PD to prove it. Engineer comes in, gonna have a bad time. And Black going up. I don't know what that toggle was, I completely missed it. But these units now wandering around from Headstrong, and then you're just going to bypass all of this. Might as well just swing on past and kill off some eco, why not? Response coming there from Vizaris, those units going down. There's an upgrade happening for Raffi. And that was gun for Raffi. Now he's getting stealth, so he's going to be that annoying stealthy Cybran gun gong. Can't be seen by radar. But question is, will he be pushed by all of this and have a bad time? Probably. Will it be effective? Probably not. Stealth is going up pretty quickly. The gun is firing away. Units are swarming, and that's a lot of units to swarm. And gun or no gun, that's still a number to be concerned about. Does have support of his own. Of course, these units back here are making a nuisance of themselves, killing off a T2 mass extractor over there. And there's a attack missile defense as well as a T2 engine that could die. But there we go. Stealth is basically done for Raffi, but he's down into the yellow. The question is how much he's going to be able to use it, but the stealth does give him a wee boost in health. But these units have just rushed on up and they're starting to kill off as much as they can. Raffi needs to not sit still. He's only got stealth, which means they can very well see him. It's not like he's invisible from the naked eye, just from radar. And there we go. That is Kixo deciding to fall back with what he's got, and while he's still got it, the units down here are now in peril of hardstrongs because, of course, stealth means can't see on radar. Gonna need to get some T1 air scouts flying overhead to be able to spot this engineer. Down the bottom, and there we go. Invader is firmly entrenched here. Still doesn't have any radar. Oh, there we go. His radar, so he sees all of that. And looks like he has discovered this bottom position and wants to try and move it on out. Moving in a nice firing line, or a whole bunch of THAMs. Mixed units down here. We've got some anti-air, some T1 RD, but there should be enough of them, plus the reinforcements coming off the production lines here. And that's going to be able to keep these at bay just for the time being until some more units are sent. Alright, in the middle, it is Raffi. There we go. He's now starting to try and pick off a bunch of units just like this. And yep, Armstrong does the smart thing and draws them away. If you can pull them out of position, he can maybe rush them. Up in this direction though, this side, this is a lot of units, and there's T2 in the mix as well from Fast Planet, and he's facing up against, well, he's facing up against Tep-Hep, who has a small handful of units and a couple of T2. His commander is walking away. He's no upgrades on that comm, so he's going to be relying on units to try and hold this spot. Does he know what's coming his way? Well, he should do. He's got a radar. Someone's got a radar. And he can see all of that, which is a problem. Especially because there's hoplites in the mix as well. They're nice and ranged in there. He does have some mongoose of his own, and there we go, some T2 shields coming over. Radar going up there from Tep-Hep, so he'll be able to keep a close eye on that. This direction, and the bottom corner is still well under control by Caillou. Still got the 3 factories still popping out units, but hello! Here comes Invader with his commander. He's like, you know, I've had enough of this. I want that bottom section for myself. And he's doing exactly that. Gonna step down some point defense. I'm guessing that's a nope, T2PD? Yeah, you do. So T2 point defense, that's gonna have a grand old go at this slot. Can start cleaning out these units quite happily. I mean, there's quite a lot of them, so he's going to need it. He needs to bring these units to bear and get his commander doing something. Wants to finish off the T2PD, but there's a T1 RT in the mix. There used to be, but I think most of it died, and now it's going to take a lot longer to kill all of this. There's at least one in there. I saw the shell landing. Doesn't finish off the point defense. Now he does. And there's the Control K from Caillou. So he's destroyed his own factories, and he's going to reclaim it with this Engie. No, he's not going to grab the mass back with that engineer, just going to sit there. I thought perhaps he'd Control K and use the engineer to grab the mass while he could. But now it's going to go into the coffers of Invader, plus all the dead units on the ground. That's free mass for him. But at the same time, he's getting countered through here. Caillou's just bypassing this forward base, bypassing this base here, sending in a whole bunch of units straight through the gaps. And there's not much to slow them down. They're going to have a grand time. Also happening over this direction, you can see that it is Fast Planet. He sent his units up over the plateau as well, and not much there to stop them. The units are down below from Tep-Hep, and they have to try and be on the move to slow those down. But now these units have changed direction. Are they falling back, or are they coming to the middle? Looks like they might just be falling back. They're going to kill off that mass extractor. All well and good. And there we go, the units here from Caillou, they have made it through. There's a at-risk mass extractor. And it's a T1P trying to be spammed up nice and quick, but it's going to take some time, and I don't know if it's going to make it. But they are technically protected by that. No, indeed, the engineers are starting to get hit, and their point defense is not going to complete at this rate. The engineers will die, and the point defense will not go online. Unfortunate, but being chased by units from Hardstrong, they are. And there should be enough to slow this down. Rushing in with the Viper, I suppose when you got You just send everything, don't you? But coming up behind them, so getting pincered, Vizaris is moving in behind Bloodstrong, which is leaving Caillou free to move on forward, but there's a T2 PD up this way. T1 Bomber going to do some extra damage on that front, and T2 Engineer is trying to get a second PD up. Finally kills one of the pillars. There's one left. That won't happen too much longer. Another T1 bomb comes through, cleans up the rest of those guys. And still there's a big fight going on here. Over this way, Invader's brought his units over to assist just to try to stop that push. And it looks like they will be successful, although Loyalists plus Raffi. So Raffi's commas here, and he's got Loyalists with him. So T3 units on the ground is going to be a difficult thing to try and stop, but he doesn't have much. He's got no anti-air. His T1 bombers are just happily flying around doing their thing. The Loyalists are going to be absolutely brutal with all this T1, and Raffi needs to think about maybe not being up front right now. He's run out of support. There are some more units coming on through, but there's a limit to what you can do with your commander, even with gun and stealth. There we go, there's the anti-air. A bouncer has turned up. It's going to be able to take care of a bunch of things. But on the ground, Raffi could be cut off here. It's a large swarm of units. If they came down this way, they could start doing some extra damage, and indeed they have turned around, maybe. Although they're going to get caught between a rock and a hard place. Raffi's comm is right there, and these units are going the wrong direction. I think Raffi does not have radar. Oh dear. Well, I think it should be okay. Got these units coming back up this way. He's got these units coming in here. Some T3 Loyalists as well in the mix. So as long as he can just... Oh, I think he's going to be fine. There are a lot of units, but they're all T1 coming over from Kixo. And with the extras here, with the Loyalists back here, with some more units down this direction, I think Raffi's just going to enjoy the veterancy and take out this large force belonging to Kixo. Down this direction, it is some mobile missile launchers being a pain on this section. This 4 base is under threat. It's 8 mobile missile launchers, and there's definitely not enough TMD to take them, and this point defense is having fun playing shoot the ground. The ground it says, nobody likes the ground. I'm just going to keep on plugging away. Bad times. There we go, Raffi has left the scene. He has managed to survive, and now he's thrown down a radar. He's got a bunch of mass he can reclaim as well. And that's going to go into his coffers so nicely. On this side, we can see that, well, Tep has managed to hold his position. He's got a bunch of pillars up here. He's got a bunch of T2 over here. Reclaim is on the way. Man wants to stop this happening though. Just send a couple of units there, kill off the NGs. Don't need to happen. We can see there's a bit of a point defense group coming down from Fast Planet. He's got units and he's got T2 NG. Throwing down occasional point defense, but that could be just to try and protect these mass extractors, which he is currently upgrading, so he's definitely going for some eco on that front. Right, this direction, and the base is basically no more. Mobile missile launchers have finished taking care of all the TMD, and now they can just pick off units, pick off everything, nice and easy, no dramas. This top corner has been shared, so Vader cleared it out, but Rogue has claimed the mass extractors. Interesting choice. Where is Invader? Where is his comm? All the way back at base. Serious. He's done the long walk and he's now back at base. Quite happy. Okay, in the middle. Quick have a look here. Some T2PD is in position. Anything comes around the corner, it dies. Radar, we've got some Loyalists. We've got a brick coming on over from Raffi. So very much into the T3 phase. His commander's still up front. Still there, still ready to go. TMD, plenty of it for Kixo at this point. Looking at his engineer status, I don't see many. He's got plenty of units though. Question is, what's going to happen to Raffi? Alright, these units have moved in range of T2PD, not the greatest idea. Let's have a quick check on the air players though. I can see T3 up the top here, that is for Kinder. He's got a handful of ASFs, looking pretty good. Checking out down this side, and there's T3 areas available for Rogue as well, but I think maybe he's slightly behind. Never mind, I missed the entire big band of ASFs over there, so looks fairly even in the air. Let's have a quick count though. 17 versus 19. Yep, no, pretty even. Pretty even in the air game, so that's all good. It's all good indeed. Alrighty, so Raffi pushing up again with his commander. Looks like he's going to support the army that belongs to Caillou here. These mobile missile launchers are just being an absolute rampage, and no point building this. No point building T1 PD when this is what's attacking you. Ping going down on Raffi. They got something that can take him out. Not that I can see, but hello, that's a monkey. So Hard Strong is 60% of the way through building a monkey, and that's going to be an interesting unit. We'll see if there's any counter being started, but there's a monkey here actually being built by Raffi himself. So that is on the way. It's about 40%, I think. Yep, so 60% versus 40%, but he's behind on that. It's gonna, maybe doesn't want to be up front when that thing goes pop. And indeed, we can see here his commander is walking back to base. The move command is all the way back there, and he is going to leave the scene. Right down the bottom, units are pushing up on these ones from Caillou. There's a bouncer, there's a bunch of rhinos, and they want to try and take this out. There's some T1 bombers. Stealth is what's enabling them to do exactly what they've done and step on up. T1 bombers sort of like turn up, stop and die to flak. Didn't even get a single salvo off, but this has pushed these guys back, which is what they were trying to do. Alright. There's a tick, has Rico, has a spider. Spider is just about done. Or Hard Strong, and that is going to pop any second. There we go. How's the spider over this direction? Well, that is catching up. It is at, what's that, 70%? 70% spider, so it should be done before this one can walk across the map, but that spider is going to give him advantage whichever direction it goes. Going to be able to slope up a bunch of units. And I'm hearing bricks. So bricks for Tip-Hep, although he's not Cyprin, so those must have been gifted over to him. Does have a bunch of T2 units over here. Looks like there was a NG fight going on down, a reclaim battle, but there's a T1 PD which says no. The NG's belonging to there. And now it is the mobile missile launcher spam, but if they go this direction, there are loyalists, and loyalists are capable of redirecting these. See this one trying, but it grabs the first one, tries to turn it around, but a little too late. There we go, that's coming back. That nice reflection from the loyalist goes return to sender, boomski. You gotta watch out for that if you're spamming your mobile missile launchers. Loyalists will reflect and be an annoyance. A couple of pillars down here, getting a wee bit close to the PD, and this direction, the middle section, there's a few T1 running into a bandit T2 under shield. That's not going to go well for them. Where is the monkey? Here it is. It's coming down the bottom side, and that's probably a good place because this is a frustrating army for these guys to try and deal with. There are a couple of bricks in the mix, and of course they have a bouncer as well against, but it's a lot of T3 and just a big old army there for Caillou as well. So you see these missiles come in, just need to fire at an area, they'll hit something. Monkey is redirected, it's going somewhere else now. Curious. Up this direction we can see this army has been caught out stationary. Loyalists pushed on up, and there's not much, there's a lot of damage has been done to this T2 army. Rick back this direction, that's deciding to fall away, doesn't want to get caught by that. Shields move on up, they're going to keep what's left of that alive. But the brick can just kind of sit there and pick off that range if it wasn't for the mobile missiles. And it's going to take some damage unless it moves. Okay. Monkey coming. Monkey coming. And that takes care of that little wee base there that Vizaris was trying to build on up. Strange place to build it fast. Planet has built an experimental. He's got his own back here, his own monkey, so that's actually 2 monkeys for team number 1. Monkey in the middle holding that side of things. There's a monkey up the top finished by Vizaris on the way, and is that all? I'm pretty sure that's the only ones I've seen. And still trying to defend with T2 on the ground when there's bricks. Some good old T3 rocking in your face does not work. You've got to get T3 to fight T3. Okay, monkey is pushing up the middle, and this is possibly not the best idea because there's a counter monkey there ready and waiting under shields with assistance from point defense and units So that monkey should win this battle should it come down to it. Which it will, although there are some supporting units behind this monkey here. That is not going to be too good. There we go, point defense, Triads having to start up on the monkey, and now it is time for the big battle to commence between these two guys. Monkey versus monkey. The monkey under shield with point defense support should win the day. Yeah, indeed, look at the health drop, 20,000 there, 20,000 now, so yep, definitely in favour of monkey under shield, and it's still got 7,500 health thanks to rank of veterancy. It was a bit lower, but killing things off is what it does and gets itself nice and healthy. Compared to what's going on, decides to drop back from all of this, really needs to. 4,000 health, still getting picked at, and if the bricks get in range, that could be a problem. Going to do some decent damage. There we go. Health starts dropping off from there. If the monkey needs to turn around and Zorch those before it dies too badly. 2,000 health. Kills off the brick. 1,500 health. About to get another rank of veterancy. And that will give it another boost of hit points. It desperately needs to stay alive. Push tried up this direction. Didn't really work. Okay. Where was other monkey? Up the top, there it is. That is moving up from Vast Planet. That's going to go find some things. Not enough on the ground to stop a monkey over there. Good evening, Moon. How you doing? Right, another push. There we go. This army down the bottom from Caillou. It's moved right on up, and it's playing these mobile missile launchers having a grand old game of fuck the ground. Look at how many missiles are smacking into the side of that ridge. There's so damned many. They just can't quite lift high enough to get past the edge. And I saw... Where is it? There we go. Monkey has been completed, well, not by Invader, but it has been handed over so he can use it. And damn, is he going to need it to try and defend against this? Look at the sheer number of missiles coming over, and they will just land and decimate. Too many to try and stop. But a monkey, a couple of siege tanks, and this is all over. In the middle. There we go, reclaim on the way, so that's a whole bunch of mass going into the coffers of team number 1. Unfortunately, and repair order on that monkey, that you don't often see that. A monkey that damage, you'd normally see it be returned to base, control K'd, and the mass just scooped and put into a new one. It's usually faster to do that than anything else. Right, monkey up the top from Fast Planet is now moving up towards the front. How's it looking? What's it have to go against? Well, a whole swarm of T2 and what is a giant bunch of T1 PD. This seems like a weird decision. It will help if you get rushed, yes sure, but it's not going to help against a monkey. Not in the slightest. And speaking of, here comes that push. The monkey down the bottom, has it cleaned up the army? Yes it has, 38 kills, nothing but scrap here, ready to be scooped up by somebody else. Monkey in the middle, still getting repaired. No, it's starting to fall back, but here we go. Next battle is over this direction, up the top. It is Monkey and Bricks versus T2 Swarm. And that's going to go about as expected. But Monkey is just going to wade through all of this, throwing in the assistance of the Bricks and other T1 units. The T1 PD could do a decent amount of damage. The Monkey is not paying attention, which maybe it's not. Turns around to move away. Just wanted to get out of range of the T1 PD, which was perfect. What is the danger? Moved away a tad. Now can kill this off at range and have no worries. Nothing but T2. Going to need some form of assistance, or all of this is basically gone, and that monkey will be able to walk through absolutely nothing to get to his destination. Right, Corsairs are now coming out from Rogue. He's just wanting to shoot that monkey away a little bit. The air game is kind of afoot. We see the airs coming over from Kinder. Numbers look fairly similar. I don't think that Rogue quite wants to engage just yet. Some SAMs on the ground are going to help tip things in his favour, but that is still an issue. Monkey's still wandering around. In the middle we see some T2 moving up this way. Not a great idea. There's that monkey still alive and regening quite nicely. Monkey down the bottom though, this has not been scratched at all. Of course, reaching back to full health. What's going on here? Well, T1 PD has been put up by Invader. Maybe he's looking to try and take this out. He's dropped an engineer down to do exactly that. Some loyalists had turned up. I think there's a loyalist Rex. Maybe. And they tried to take out the PD but failed. They're taken out instead. T1 Peter going up is going to kill off all of that nice and easy. Monkey's still moving around on there. Good. This monkey is now pushing over to the left. It's double monkey trouble on the left-hand side. And you can see this one here has done exactly that. It is decimated this base. Look at all the reclaim that is there to be had. 16,000 reclaim in this area alone. Thanks to this monkey doing his thing, plus the support from the bricks, but in come the Corsairs. They're trying to take it down. It's down as the red. The air fight is a go. There we are. So Kinder comes in with his air wing. Looks to try and catch out Rogue, but Rogue is on the ball, and with the assistance of the Sams as well, that's going to be a convincing air win for Rogue, and that is Team 2 now in control of the skies, and that is a big advantage. Big advantage on this map. But even as they're taking care of this monkey, which will die from Corsairs, 500 health, another couple of salvos, and boom, there she goes. The problem is the second monkey down here. Although that is quite damaged, and I imagine these Corsairs will be repurposed. Yes, they will. They'll come straight on back. And this monkey now is going to start feel the brunt of T2 fighter bomber spam. Under 1,000, 8,000, sorry, under 10,000. Only 8,000 health left, and the Corsair is going to do another couple of runs, and that monkey will take a lot more damage, and it goes down. So the Corsairs to save the day, and an air win for Rogue. So Rogue has claimed the skies in a very handy time frame. He has kept everything alive, and now these Corsairs can go and just hammer everything else. The other monkey from Invader, which had been kind of quiet up to this point, just sneaking around, moving into the middle, clearing up this section, but has got Percival's on the way. And Percival's do bad things to monkeys. Their alpha strike is huge, and the monkey has to run away. It cannot face up against these numbers of Percivals, and it cannot face up against a crab. So that is Raffi with a good old megalith crab joining the fray. Monkey's going to run. Cannot face that in any form or fashion. And there we go, this has been hard strong. He's been securing the area. Doesn't want to let those engineers get on that wreck. That's going to be their master scoop as they see fit. There was a tack launcher there. Monkey's still doing a sneaky trying to pick off some pieces of range. Gonna have a bad time once it gets spotted though, because that crab, there we go, let the hammer commence, and the health is just disappearing off that monkey. Add in the Percivals, the pillars, the everything, and it's a dead thing. Trying to kill off as much as it can, trying to get away. It's not gonna though, and it's dead. Crab, Percivals, just too brutal, and that is mid-control, very much firmly back in the hands of team number 1 with that thing loitering around. What am I hearing? Firing somewhere. Down here. T1 PD just picking off the mass extractors, no dramas. Alright, what have they got to answer the crab? Well, they've started their own crab, but it's going to be a very long time before that finishes. There could be some more air, look at that, some strats are coming out, and the ACS from Rogue are cleaning up once again. Left hand side, what's that? Never mind, it's just a Rambo. Thought maybe it was a comm at first, but that would be very silly for a Rogue to be out there with this comm. It is a Rambo SACU, and it's just trying to pick off what it can. Does it have area of effects on this gun? I think it does, because it's damaging everything around. Yes indeedy. Down into the yellow though, killing off some bricks. Once the bricks are done, it should be much better, much easier to kill things. There we go. We can now start picking off all these mobile AA. Another brick turns up, and it's going to try and pick that one off from distance. Brick versus Rainbow, and I think Brick probably has the advantage if it can stay in range. Although, maybe not. Take that back, that Rainbow comp is quite brutal. Got herself 46 kills, done a huge amount of damage, and now it's just got T1 to mop up. Okay, but crab in the middle, this is the story of the day. There's an experimental crab jumping through the middle of the map. There's a large number of Corsairs, they're ready to go, and that is going to be the answer they need to try and take care of said crab. The problem is the crab is supported by a large number of bouncers, so those Corsairs are only going to get one pass perhaps, but there's been a run by. Ilshivers just basically ignoring the mains fights, squeezing on past and wanting to kill off what they can. A couple of bricks turn up to intercept. Going to take a while to get through those. Point defense also doing its job, and the Ilshivers aren't going to get too much further. Plus extra PD up here. Yeah, no, they're done for. Fat Boy almost done for Bizarrus. That is very nearly completed, so experimentals are very much the name of the day and is in favor of team number 1. Of course, it's a lot of Corsairs though. That is a lot of Corsairs. 46 Corsairs. Oh my word. Massive number. What's he going to go for? He could kill just about anything with a single pass. Giant number of Corsairs. Okay. Gonna have to keep an eye on those. Right, the crab has stopped. Waiting for something. Ah, laying an egg. So you don't see this utilized very often actually. Crab laying an egg, and I imagine that's probably an engineer. Yes indeedy, so pop down a crab egg. Doesn't finish it though. An engineer would have been nice to come out, could have slapped down a T1 factory and started getting some of this reclaimed this around the place, but instead the order is to push. The Rambo up the left hand side, going to try and hold off forces. That's not going to last too much longer though. Its shield is gone, it's down into the red. And once again the taken out there, but there's some T2 artillery I think. Yes indeed, that's going to do some extra damage. Going to have a bad time. The Corsairs do have a go at the crab, and just look at what 50 Corsairs do to a crab. One pass and it's half dead, but the bouncers are around and those Corsairs are going to take a huge number of casualties. The air wing comes in again from Kinder. Possibly a bad idea. There were bouncers around and the Corsairs were focusing on the crab, and he's just gone and lost air again with that play. Wants to try and keep the crab alive, but not going to be so useful. I mean, it is almost dead and the ASFs are gone from Kinder, so he's lost the air battle once again. And oh, hello strats. That is a problem. Who are they going for? They have spotted Kinder. Kinder is about to be ejected from the game just like that. The strats have taken him down. He had a nuke as well. It's loaded. Why didn't he use the nuke? There must have been somewhere he could have taken. Somewhere he could have lobbed it. Anywhere. I don't see any SMD. And yet he had not used the nuke. And Rappy, second victim straight afterwards. The strap bombers swing around. Wow. Kinder threw away his air to keep the crab alive from Corsairs. In response, these strats came and obliterated them from the game, and then they turned around and took out Raffy, and suddenly all of that is no longer an issue. The crab is dead because that belonged to Raffy. Oh dear, that is one heck of a turnaround. It felt like Team 2 was right on top of things, and I still don't know why Kinder hadn't used his nuke. Don't see SMD here. I don't see SMD here. The attack defense. I don't see strategic defense. There's one here, which is loaded, but you can still edge nuke. You could drop your nuke right there, kill off a whole bunch of stuff there. You could drop your nuke here, kill off a bunch of stuff there. It's just the one. It doesn't cover everywhere, and he could have edge nuked at any point and done some extra damage. Fat Boy in the middle here from Bizarrus. Maybe was expecting to have a bit of support, but the support all died because, well, everybody died. And now the problems are starting to mount up the top here. There's a support commander about to die. Strat ahoy. Down into the yellow. There's a Rambo bomb down here. A Cybran style, so it's got the stun and massive regen. The air game is where it's at right now, and the air game is very much in control by Rogue 4. What is the deal of anywhere else? Well, the answer is nobody's got any air. Absolutely nobody. Fast plane is stuck up the back here. We have Caillou getting an upgrade on his commander. There is questionable what they are going to do about this. They're going to have to put SAMs up everywhere. Like, see, Fast Planet has a whole bunch, but his problem is he's got Rambo comms in his face. There's a... Look at the regen on this thing. It just doesn't care. It's being shot at by a handful of Cerberus turrets, and it just simply doesn't care. Though now there's a few more Cerberus turrets and some support commanders shooting at it, and now it's starting to care. For a while though, it was just doing nothing. Just ignoring a whole lot of them, and now a second hits. Looks like some TTYD having to go as well. Yes, indeedy. Down to 8,000, not looking straight on there. This Rambo Com is joining in the fun. This one's going to die any second now. Killing off this section though. There we go. Dead Rambo. Another dead Rambo in a second. Although it has the shield this one, so it might be able to get away and survive a bit longer. Over this direction has been another dead Rambo commander there. That was belonging to... not sure who it belonged to. Maybe it belonged to team number 1, but a bunch of Ultimates probably took care of that. A chicken coming up from Invader. Going to be able to wander up this way and take out this entire mid-section, although having said that, there's a ton of Percivals. That would be very dangerous to walk into. Experimental or no, that is enough Percivals to worry anybody. 30 Percivals. No, that will take care of any experimental. I mean it. Percivals are brutality on, well, if they get in range. Chicken is trying to kill things at the edge. These things need to turn around and rush it. That's what they need, so they can't just keep falling away. They're not fast enough to be able to do it. This Rambo Com over here trying to be brave, but it's not a great idea. As soon as it gets spotted, it gets lit up by Superstar. It's going to go pop. Oof. Mini Superstar. It's not the place to be. Alright, but check out the chicken, and the Percies are running. Chicken is faster than the Percies and outranges them. Oh, hello, another chicken over this way, so double chicken trouble in the middle. But around the pyramid, the Percivals have to figure out somewhere to go. A bunch of Cougars behind them in case of a strat rush, but many Cougars. Probably don't need that many. And some Rambo Coms coming up to be distractions. Perhaps they want to try and get some damage down upon the chicken and the shield gem behind it. Scouts are coming out here from Rogue War. Just want to see what's going on. Crab on the left, so that is switching over to help. This would be a very handy thing. It can take on a chicken quite handily. But still, the Percivals are just dropping back. They don't want to engage this battle. Crab is in the most inopportune position for taking on chicken. It is playing a rousing round of fuck the ground. Like, seriously. Could it be any more unfortunate with this placement? Probably not. Still. Where's the other chicken? There we go, the Percivals have turned around and they have shredded this one. All the firepower coming on in, and the chicken might have a bunch of health, but the Percivals have just basically said no. Rank of Veterancy keeps it alive just a little bit longer, but now. So there's still, what, 8 Percivals left? Not bad, if you say so. Alright, Crab is now spotted, got the chicken doing the damage. The rounds are landing and the chicken is just about dead, and it is dead. But the Othams are now rushing the Crab. Crab's going to need some help with that. These bricks need to swing on over. The chicken death will help though. It's going to start killing off those Othams nice and handy. The Lightning Storm pick doesn't care about friend or foe. It will just get anything in range and cause extra damage there. Crab is picking off the Othams one by one. They need to swarm it, get right under it, cause it to turn and miss target and have issues. So I think the Crab's going to survive this, maybe? Actually, the Othams are dying off pretty quickly. Yeah, and there we go, Bricks coming in to help. Down into the red, there's only a handful of Othams left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Crab survives on 20 health, not a heck of a lot, but in come the Corsairs, so the Crab's not going to survive. I thought maybe it was going to get out of that, but not anymore. Corsairs have finished the job off. Air comes in from past planet, but he doesn't want to throw that away with all of this ball of death in the middle. Batboy down the bottom left hand side having to go at things. If it gets spotted by the T2 artillery, it's going to be able to plink it back. I think there's shields surrounding it though. And yeah, probably not enough T2ID down here to worry the Fatboy just as of yet, especially because of the shielding and because of the Rambo comms out in front, killing things as they go. What's the deal back here? Well, there's been a rebuild going on and air factories have been set up by Kaio, so he's doing alright for himself. Air factories were pumped up by Fast Planet as well. He's getting into the air game, so they want to try and get back into that and be able to compete. Laser. What? Why would you laser? Oh no, he's not lasering. I think that's defensive laser. Yeah, that's defensive. So he's just concerned about being telemazed rather than actually doing it. It's just getting laser on his comm to be a bit healthier. You know, maybe he's got some point points there helping as well, so there's no way you should telemaze him. There's a Novax going up as well, so plenty of assistance on the air game. He's got lots in the sky. He's building up a Novax, an Awasa. That's the right choice when you have air control, and Awasa is absolutely devastating to everything. Along come the Corsairs, and that is one dead fat boy. So Fast Planet is showing that he too can play the Corsair snipe game on experimentals. But the location of that wreck means they can just hoover it back up. The air wing comes over from Rogue 4, cleans those things out of the sky. Needs to be careful about where he sends those though. There's quite a bit of flak and SAMs in the region. The Corsairs swing back though, they start having to go with the Rambo comms, and they just shrug off so much damage and regenerate a heck of a lot. And the air wing swings in once more from Rogue 4 just to clean up the Corsairs, take a few casualties, but it's enough to keep these things alive for now. Alright, over in this direction we have a bunch of Rambo comms in the middle area supported by Cougars. Cougars will absolutely hammer things down, but only if they don't get targeted, and focus on a very heavily damaged support commander there. Cougars now being primarily down, there's only a few left, but the SAM's going to do extra to these Corsairs. They will get dropped out of the sky and maybe throw up a quick shield, keep these alive. More Corsairs on the way, more Cougars back here. They may want to move on the other side of the pyramid, but these SAMs will help thin out numbers. More Rambo comes up this direction, and they're very healthy. Lots of T2 Corsair sniping trying to happen, does a good amount of damage, but by the time they get another pass around, it's going to regenerate it a whole bunch. And there are SAMs out from Rogue as well, so it's going to take quite a while for them to actually get any action done on that front. Okay, and there's the satellite. So Rogue 4 with the satellite coming overhead. What's exposed, you asked? Well, there's T3PG in there, there's a quantum gateway there, there's some mass extractors over there. It's quite a bit exposed that it can go for, and also a few T1, some Zuis, T1 Mobile RD just meandering around the place, coming off random mass extractors, getting hammered by some T2 artillery from that direction, and some PSVs are going to clean those up quite nicely. So despite everything that's going on, it looks like Team 1 have actually kind of balanced it. They've managed to hold and stabilize themselves, so they're not doing too badly, aside from the satellite, which is now going to start. Oh, that T3 mass extractor is very close to dying, but the shield is going to go up in time. One satellite is an annoyance. It's not anything you need to worry about, just overlap some shields and you're right. They just can't take that much down, but there we go. Fast Planet trying to build a Scathus. I think that's maybe the wrong idea. It's going to take a very long time to do, although he's not actually actively building it right now. Working on the crab beside it. Many scouts coming over from Rogue 4. He wants to see what's going on, and not a shabby idea. Some sniper boss down here from Invader. They wanted to have a go, and the Awasa built by Invader and handed over to the air player Rogue 4. And there we go. It looks like Caillou tried to dive in and do something about it with his meager air force, but been caught out by Rogue 4's much larger band, much larger air wing. Flying over the Cougars though, not going to be good for their health, although they're focusing on the Corsairs for the moment, but the Cougars then going to have problems in the form of sniper bots and Othams. Who's that Awasa now? Going on down here, wants to try and take out a single support commander. I mean, any kill's a kill. And this is probably a better use of an Awasa, just like keeping it around the edges, keeping it protected, using it to just snipe points here and there, and that is going to be a thing they really are going to struggle to deal with. Caillou tried to dive in on the Awasa, wanted to try and get rid of it with his small air wing that he had, but got absolutely caught out. Distracted by the Corsairs that are in front of it perhaps, but his air wing was basically no effect on the Awasa, which is brought back Fat Boy down here. And Fat Boy is going to do great things to these guys at range. Othams are just getting absolutely peppered by those massive guns on those things. They turn to run away. There's a support commander, Rambo, in the region as well. Maybe it can be distracting. It is being distracting. The Othams decide to turn back to try and take care of it, which keeps them in range of the Fat Boy. And you can just see those shells lobbing over the hill. rumping on down and just turning them into scrap. They really wanted to kill that Rambo bomb, but they're not going to get to. That boy is just too strong. Alrighty. Where's the Ossa? Parked up over there. Air wing still good to go. Let's have a quick check on the air numbers. So Rogue 4 remains the only air player for team number 2. He's got 140 ASF. We see Fast Planet was trying to get some of his own. He's got 20. Caillou also into their game. He's got another 20 there. So they've got around about 40 odd ASFs between them, which would probably be enough to kill an Ossa in a single pass, I think. But the problem is when that pass comes through, they are going to have to deal with the 140 odd ASFs belonging to Rogue 4, which will absolutely mince the sky with them. And explosions going on up here. Needed another shield to stop that from happening. There's just so much mass to get though. Why not? Crab is done for Fast Planet, and he is actually working on the Scathis, not... Ironically, he's actually trying to finish that off. And the Scathis might be a great idea. There we go, the Ossa dropped his bomb. The air wing from Fast Planet does a great job with his 20 ASFs, no support. Or did he have both? No, there's the rest of the air. So Fast Planet does a very good pick with that. Gets the Ossa out of the skies, but there's another one being built. So it's only going to be a temporary reprieve. He's going to need to build up his air wing once again because he lost all of them with the Ossa. What's being built down here? Oh, T3 artillery. So there we go. Rogue 4 has slapped up a T3 arty, and that in conjunction with the defense satellite, that will be a problem. Corsairs take out a fat boy down the bottom left over here, just in the nick of time. But this is the problem. It is T3 artillery dropping its shells down on the Scathis. I presume they've seen it. Yeah, they have scouted it, so they do know it's there. And those T3 RD shells are landing. Well, actually, they're not even going for the Scathis at the moment. They are heading down here. They want to take out Caillou's air grid. And the T3 RD plus the defense satellite, you can see that is actually going to get through. The shields are going to die. You're going to need multiple to take care of both of them. Now, if the T3 RD lands in the wrong spot, this is all dead. Look at all the... Oh, that is so much build power with the Quantum Gateway. I mean, maybe you want to think about somewhere else. T3 RD round lands, and that is a very, very heavily damaged fusion reactor. Not having a good time, but how's the Scathis going on? Well, it is about 2/3 done. It's almost, actually about 75% done. It's about to go into the green. And that is going to be a problem they need to deal with. They cannot let that get online, or Team 2 is going to have a problem. Because it is going up scary fast. 80%. So much build power on that. Have a look at how much he's using, and he is scooping for all he's worth up here, trying to get as much done. Grab everything. Ah, there we go. He's now run out of mass, and the Scathis is going to slow right on down, although I think he's putting as much as possible into that. Layering up some of the shields. He's going to need them. Maybe he could do with some alternative shields. I don't know, maybe UEF. Building would help keep that alive, but it is almost done, and that is going to be something to be concerned about. Top section is absolutely held. No getting through here very easily. They even tried with some fat boys, but there's some T2RD in the mix as well. A whole bunch of them back here. There is a crab wandering around as well, so that section is well under control. This here is consolidated and held. Got another fat boy in play. Got plenty of Percival, some anti-air in the region as well. So it's all about the satellite and that T3 RT. If they can penetrate through, Scathis getting ever closer, 92% done. But the T3 RD is focusing up on here now, missing horribly. Well, you get that. Cybran RT, not entirely accurate. If it lands over here though, that could be a problem because there's plenty of that going on. There we go, that's a better hit. Shields are not looking so healthy. More SAMs going up. Fast Planet still there with this comm, and the Scathis 96% done. Yeah, he needs to focus up on some shields. He knows what's going to happen next. This shield's going to drop in a second, especially if that satellite comes over. Invader finishes up another. Oh, he finishes up a... and instantly hands over the Ossa. And Scathis is done. Scathis is done and it is ready to go. But the question is, can they hold on? 2 satellites out now for Rogue. Scathis is firing. Nope, the satellite. I'm trying to pick that Awasa. Where has it gone? It's still on the ground over there, but the Scathis fire is coming over. 2 satellites now over Fast Planet. He's going to need assistance on those shields to keep them alive, but here we go. First Scathis salvo, probably just shot in the general area. I wonder if that will get hit. No, bypasses. There we go. All the rounds landing and big kabooms over Tep space. His shields collapse and he loses a bunch of stuff right there. Not looking good. Second salvo coming on over. The defense satellites are having to go. They want to take out the shields. They want to take out the SMD. They want to take out whatever they can. Shields have gone down. Looking good. Now, Coursiers are having to go up this direction, but the Scathis fire is landing. They're going to have to do something about that quick. T3RT there from Hardstrong. T3RT there from Rogue. They need to try and take it up for the shells, crack those shields and do some decent damage. Here comes the Awasa though. The Awasa has been spotted. Caillou, he's got his ASFs coming in. Have they got enough to kill it? They do indeed. The Awasa goes down. That's not going to get through, but the shields are virtually gone here from Fast Planet. Scathis is the pick, and where is... That's it. Shields are down. The Scathis is exposed, and the T380 is going to land. Fast Planet is exposed. Another shield pops up just in time. He's spamming those up for all he's worth. He has to try and keep that alive. The Scathis fire in the meantime has decimated all sorts of things over here. Shields are still hanging on though. Plenty of rounds are unfortunately missing their targets. As the Scathis done, it's basically a giant shotgun, but it's all going on up here. The shields are holding for now. Needs to spam those up as fast as possible. 1 shield left, about to drop. The support commanders don't know what they're doing. T3 artillery round lands. Defense satellites pick on the Scathis. Is it going to survive? 1,000 health rounds, and that is it. Scathis is down. This is the final salvo. It's got to fire, and unfortunately it just has not done enough. Rounds have landed. They're taking down a whole bunch of shields. There we go. That's a good hit right there. Taking out that midsection of Hardstrong's base, but it's not enough. The Scathis is dead, and now Fast Planet himself could be in trouble. These satellites are being microed quite nicely. They keep on popping the shields as soon as they come up. They switch the shields, so Rogue is paying attention. And now Fast Planet under threat. The T3RT round to the face. That has to hurt. Down as the red. Satellites are picking on him, and he's about to go pop. Oh, guess under the shields just. Very, very unhealthy commander there, and so many shield gens being spammed up right now. Should be okay. Defense satellites change direction. They're now going to start going for the T3RT that Vizaris is trying to get up. Oh, that Scathis made so much of a difference. If only they'd been able to keep it alive, but unfortunately, just simply could not. Big push here. Rambo comms have run right on in from Caillou. Gonna have some problems though. Got some a whole band of Corsairs going in. There's a satellite from. This could be a... Oh, no, that's not a commander. I thought that was an ACU, but it's not. It's just a support commander. Satellite overhead, plus the Rambo bombs. Gonna pick that thing out of the ground quite happily. So much fire count over. Strats everywhere, courses everywhere, bombs dropping, explosions, damage. All sorts just happening. Friendly fires going on too in the middle of this, so, you know, everything is just being problematic. These Rambo bombs are just continuing to push. Wanting to get into the... maybe right on in if they could take out the SMD. Perhaps they think they can do something about that, but I don't think they've got a nuke, do they? No, they don't. Now the T3 artillery has been trained on Vizaris base. He was trying to be the next person to make a difference. Satellite has gone down, so his one's going to drop out of the sky. No, it drops literally out of the sky and turns into a wreck. Quite a bit. Actually, it's worth quite a bit. I don't know where it's gone. There's a lot of things around here that are worth quite a bit, so no doing. But Even as the T3 artillery is hammering everything down here, we see Fast Planners trying to get up another Scathers. They're not going to let that happen. Not going to let that happen. The T3 RD is focused back up here again. And down here though, we see there's a Yathota being supported by some sniper bots, a couple of Othams, a bunch of T1 Zuis, and looks like we have Zui spam. All the T1 factories, and it's going to be a problem. Yathota is going to just carve his way through. I'm hearing T1 bombers everywhere. I thought they were stressed, but no, they were too quiet. They're just going to clean up some of these engineers over here, then run afoul of this massive force. So much anti-air. There's a crab, there's bricks. I really think maybe if they had to push at the same time these support commanders did, they could have made a massive difference. But instead they're up here not doing a lot. Nuke. Who hit a nuke? There it is. Coming out from Tepep. And where's it going? Well, it's going up here. I wonder if that was the best spot, or maybe to the right a bit and do some damage to the crab, although these units are choosing a very poor direction to move. Looks like they have decided to push, but the nuke is going to come down and kill a whole bunch of them. So much destruction. Crab takes a wee bit of damage as well, not very much at all, but the biggest problem is down here. There's a chicken, and the person's being distracted by engineers. Instead of firing their big guns at this big thing, they're killing all the little things along the way. Another push coming through the middle. This time it's a fat boy with a huge swarm of cougars and a big front of Percivals. That is something to be concerned about. What do they have on the ground to try and repel that? Well, they've got a single monkey. They got a bunch of sniper bots, but as soon as those get spotted, the Fat Boy can light those up and turn them into absolute scrap. Strats are coming on over. They're focusing the Fat Boy. That is the biggest threat with this range. Lots of Cougars, no supporting shields, no mobile shields. The Strats are going to get through. Just can't be stopped that late in the game, and the Fat Boy is going to go down. This leaves all these Cougars and all these Percivals just left. They basically need to try and rush on in and kill what they can. The Spider's going to have a grand time. All these sniper bots, the massive amounts of damage they're doing as well, the extra range they have, yeah, they're very weak at uni, but they do lots of damage. Spider walks out to meet Percivals. That's going to have a terribly bad time. Look at that, one cell road from all these guys is over half dead. And they're just going to keep on walking, and the Spider is going to have a bad time. Now what do you have to stop Percivals? Some rainbow comms? Not going to last so much longer. Where's the chicken? Well, the chicken's had to fall back, running away from these Percivals. And the crab up this direction is on the way. These units are pushing in as well, but that is a scary amount of Percivals. I see crab fire. There we go, there's another crab back here. This time it's belonging to Hardstrong, and it is going to try and thin out the numbers before they can get close. There's a whole bunch of T2 PD here. Rainbow comms are in the mix trying to thin out numbers too, and they are running out of Percivals. Not many of them left. There's a bunch of anti-air which is trying to distract with their movements. Let the Percivals through. Another support command is going to go pop, but in the end I don't think they've quite got enough to break right on through here. Between the crab, point defense, rainbow comms and everything, the Percivals are basically gone. Only a couple left. There's some Titans, some anti-air, but they are done for. That push is not getting through. This push is getting through. The crab has been caught by a bunch of rainbow comms, and it's going to have a terrible time against them. Down is the red, is going to die any moment soon. And down here, the chicken survives and has resumed its push on upwards. And while all this is going on, they've continued to try and rebuild the Scathers, throwing down more shielding. Whatever they can do to try and turn this game around in their favour. They have an SMD. They do. Loaded for 2, but this has been under threat. See a very damaged T3 power generator right beside it, so that's not looking great. All this over here is kind of exposed, not much in the way of shielding. Wants to get some more on that. I think the whole focus is over here, but once again the shields are dropping off. The Scathus is exposed in the defense satellites, plus the T3 RD is just too much to try and stop. That's landing. Ooh, it kills a bunch of willpower, but not the Scathus. Scathus is fine, more shields going on up. And still the T3 RT rolls on down. That's a Maybor. And that's going up really fast. Look at the speed of that health. That is ridiculous. What is Rogue doing? Well, he's got a massive amount of mass. And he's getting donated from his teammates. I don't think they need it. I think they could just put another T380 and they'd be fine. Big push coming this way. Nope, not a big push. Just a few Titans running into a bunch of T2PD. No dramas for them. They're dead. And here we go. The chicken has nothing to slow it down. There's a few Percivals up here. Other than that, there is absolutely nothing to stop it. Nothing on the ground. No point defense, no units, no experimentals, no anything. And it could actually just walk on through. Now there's the Scathus. Well, the Scathus is actually just about done, but as I say that, with the timing, the shields have all collapsed. The defense satellites could do their thing. No, not quite. T380 is trying to do, but the Scathus, how close is it being done? Is anybody actually building it? They keep on having to throw up shields to keep stuff alive. And that is problematic. More building on the Scathus. It is it taking damage? It is 80% done, but let's check out the Maybor. And, well, it's going up pretty dang quickly. I still think the Scathus is probably going to win out on that. And don't land your ASFs in front of a Yathota. That's not a great idea. Ooh. Blap a few out the sky, why don't you? The Yathota has now been chased away by Titans of all things. It's very healthy. Huge amounts of health. Even though it's in yellow, it's got more than standard one. All the shields are down now. Oh no. That's a T3 RT round. Lands down. Crunches on that. So satellites focus. They keep switching away to the shields just to keep them down. Oh, Scathus. That's not going to make it. It has been one valiant effort. Absolutely valiant effort to try and keep things alive by team number one, but two satellites, a bunch of T3RD. It got the experimenters pushing up this way, got these support commanders being a pain in this direction, and just not enough on the ground to repel that, not enough on the ground to stop those shells getting through, building so many shields as fast as they can. But these satellites just trying to kill the shield gens off just like that. And the timing with the T3RD once it syncs up is going to be problematic. The Scathus is down. No more Scathus. Once again, and now there's a nuke. It's not going to get through because this is very much alive. I was going for the expansion up here, but never mind. And that, I think, is Fast Planet. Yes, indeed. Fast Planet throws out the GG. They tried. They really tried, but my word, there was just so much going on. He's had enough. Trying to fight against two satellites and, what is that, two T3 artilleries? Hammering away. A YOLO? So, Invader's building a YOLO. It's going to take a while to get through, and in the meantime, that Maybor is much closer. Coyote says, I'm tired. He's just tired, and it has been a heck of a game. These guys have been going at it for over an hour. Everything that's going on. We see here that Vizaris is continuing to fight the fight here, just throwing up shield after shield after shield to keep things alive. These Rambo comms over this direction are getting pushed by Percivals. They're not going to last too much longer. There is a nuke. It's been built by Vizaris, and that could sing a target if they could pick this anti-nuke, which is very much low. Just have to edge nuke somewhere if you take care of it. Although, yeah, no, I think that is still the only SMD they've got. It's still the only SMD they've got is this one. If it died, it'd be horrible, but the Maybor, 93% done. Less than 500 health left. That's going to finish very soon, and then it's just going to be game over. Are there 3 T3RDs? I'm sure there's more than... Got that one. That one. I feel like there's another one somewhere. Or it's just their firing sync is a bit odd. Okay, no, still just the 2 T3RDs, but Massive amounts of damage come down, trying to get their own T3RD up over here. Trying to take care of the nuke launcher with the defense satellites, but a moot point because here is a Mavor. And here is a Yellow. Not just one giant game in but two. And the Boon and Rain Scapers, just to be annoying. But Mavor is up. Isn't the top left next to Mavor? I don't see it. Don't see it. Oh, that one down there. Brains. Yeah, they can still edge nuke though, like on the edge there, on the edge there. You know, could very much do so. And the Yellow is done. No, that's SMD right there. Don't trick yourself. Don't trick yourself. But this game is over. Satellites, two T3RDs, a Mavor, a Yellow. Experimentals on the ground. And kaboom. Caillou goes out of the game. There's the satellites over here taking care of him. A Mavor, this thing right here, is a huge fuck off artillery. Like, it takes so much to build, but it is basically, it's one of those things known as a game ender. The shells do an incredible amount of damage. They're incredibly accurate and fairly rapid firing. It is, see, this is the shell coming down. It's like, hey, you want shields? Nah, you don't get shields. You don't get shields, just like that. And he has no SMD anymore. There's the Mavor shell. That was the Mavor. It just does so much damage. This is Viserys getting sniped by Corsairs. Not the way to go out of this stage of the game. That's a bit rude, Hardstrong. And all that's left now is Fast Planet up here. He's already handed over his stuff and wandered away. And you can see what happened to him. Mavor shell landed right beside him and just obliterated that comm out of nowhere. And that was a hard fought game by these guys.